Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Artist Connection. I'm so happy that you guys have decided to join us today, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We have some great artists here with us today, and I am so excited to have October Blue here with us. October Blue is an amazing poet, but I'm going to let her tell you all about herself. October Blue, the mic's on you.
No pressure. All about me. I am a proud blurred. I am an introvert, professionally extrovert, a mother, a writer, and my love language is cooking. So I'll start off with my first poem. Ratchet Love. I want that Yvette and Jody type of love. The type of unconditional loyalty a homeless man has for his dog kind of love. Because you got to admit it ain't nothing like that kind of love. The kind of love that'll have you both at the county building starting your own cases so there will be double the food stamps kind of love. The kind of love where you can hand me the phone to tell creditors you're not home while they're trying to collect on a jury bill for the ring I got on. We're in the same home, but you're not on the lease to avoid Section 8 increases. I want the kind of unexplainable, hood-raised, attainable, undeniable kind of love. I want that ratchet kind of love. I want the kind of love when we don't have chips, cards are missing from the deck, walls have started to crumble from the precious rocks in hard places, we got each other's back. The kind of love that doesn't mind signing the wish books because you know a full breakfast comes next. There's no problem eating off the 2-for-1 or splitting a $5 footlong. The kind of love that can be found in a bowl of top ramen noodles. Yours with hot sauce, mine's with a slice of cheese, but I need a bite of yours to make mine taste better and you don't mind kind of love. The kind of love where we look forward to birthdays because we get to dine at Big Hana's for free. Catching the bus, using your mama's access card to get us to the museum, no entrance fee thanks to EBT Crowley posting, we going on a date kind of love. The kind of love that can be found, romance, sleeping in the car, extra blankets, shared pillows because our living situations ain't so great, no judgment, unconditional, will stand against him, her, them, and my past just to show how much love we have kind of love. The kind of love that can be found in reused grease because you understand it as flavor kind of love. I want the kind of love where we can share our dreams, and even though nowhere near complete, we wear each other's success on our sleeves. Misunderstood from outsiders looking in, deemed lost cause, side eyes, listen, they can do better, but we know better. That this love, stripped of everything but love, will most certainly last forever. Thank you.
Woo! I love me a good love poem.
Thank you.
Some real love. You should have put that Mary on in the back.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Thank you so much for that piece. I told y'all it was going to be a great show. Thank you so much, October Blue. AJ, the mic's on you.
That was incredible. I'm so happy to finally listen to the incredible October Blue. Dre has been saying October Blue called, and yes, indeed, that was beautiful. I'm looking for that kind of love too. Definitely. The next, absolutely, of course. The next artist is in transit right now. I mean, he's over there drinking his big cup, everything just moving through. And, yeah, I don't know if he's about to send a message or if he's in transit to send a message, but this is Carlton, the messenger.
How y'all doing? I'm so glad to be here.
Yes.
It's the first time. My stuff. I always have some type of message with it. So I guess I'll jump right into this one. It's actually called Your Message. I got a lot of noise.
Everybody mute their mics, please.
Somebody taking out the trash?
Okay,
Okay.
Carson.
All righty. All right, so I'm going to start out this way. I say your mess is your message. What's taught in your ministry, I'm just guessing. I love you like you kin to me, but you keep stressing. But that negative energy, it leaves an impression. You hustle me for my money with the things you do. You lost my trust. That was shame on you. And then again, you try to run the same game on me. I'd given you another chance. Now that was shame on me. Now you can fool me once or twice as a friend, but I pity the fool that want to try it again. All we got is our word, so I listen to what's heard. But if what you say and what I see ain't the same thing to me, your word don't mean a damn thing to me. We all got patience, but you trying mine. Who am I supposed to believe, your mouth or my lying eyes? We all got friends and family, we hate to know them. They're just like wolves in sheep's clothing. It was once said, it ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving. See, I once was a man who didn't like me, so I introduced me. After hanging and rapping with them, they realized I was the best thing that ever happened to them. You don't like me, but you don't know me. You talk about me, but you don't know me. They told you about me, but they don't know me. I don't hold it against you, because you don't know me. You see, the universe writes the plan. According to your words, your thoughts, your actions, and reactions to situations that happen. So kill what you discuss. Kill the what had happened wasn't. The it is what it isn't. Mind your business, find what suits you. You write your future. Correction. You think and talk and act your future into existence. So speak clearly. The universe hears your voices and gives you choices. It was once said, I ain't one to gossip, but you ain't heard of me. It was also said, I gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. You see, you borrow my money for a week or two, but in a week or two, I don't hear a peep from you. I should have expected that. Straight to voicemail and no text me back. And when we cross paths, starting with about my money leads to argument. Then you show up like a year or so, like here you go, see you later, with no gratitude, just attitude, like you did me a favor. Y'all ever experienced that? People borrow your money so long you have to borrow it back. Then if they don't give it back to you, you're left with some type of feeling because when they don't return your money,
Thank you so
That,
much for that piece.
and that's what happens when you don't return your money. You just black out. That's it. Yeah, straight up. Yeah,
it,
boom.
okay. All right, yeah, that's that piece called Your Message.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh yeah. And quoting let's see, we giving a shout out to Trading Places and Wimpy at the same time.
And don't forget In Living Color and
Oh yeah, of
Friday.
course. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to state the obvious. We knew those, but I want to go all the way into Trading Places on that one. Oh wow. This is
People
always
call
every
me, does
time.
that messes me up.
What's that? Say that again. You dropped
Now I
out.
say when my phone rings, does that mess up anything?
Oh, it
You
does.
Oh,
you
yes.
ringing
You
me.
go out completely. Yeah, you go into the nether regions.
All right, I can't put it on airplane mode though, right?
No. You can.
Okay.
You
I
can.
can't. Will y'all still be here?
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be right here. I
All right,
think
let me
what
see.
yeah, maybe do not disturb.
You should. I'm currently on airplane mode, so it should. But I have
You
an
on
iPhone.
airplane?
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta.
Right, good. You can put it on airplane mode. Right. All right. I'm gonna pass the mic over to A Lee.
All right. Up next to bless our mic is Bobby
That
Del
airplane
Rio.
mode didn't work.
Bobby, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, and then bless our mic with your piece.
Yeah. Okay. So I have been a playwright in Canada since the 90s, which is a very long time. So I've written many plays and I've published a bunch of plays. I'm publishing another play this year, actually, for the second time. It's actually a play called Professionally Ethnic, which is a complex view on multiculturalism in the arts. And it's actually about sort of tokenism, how it's not enough to just give people a voice. You got to give people a voice, but you have to give people like an authentic voice that comes from the community, kind of like what you do with that amazing poetry event that I went to at the weekend. Right? Is that people need to tell their stories from their hearts. You know what I mean? Not in a curated way where people who don't necessarily have the most noble intentions are trying to profit from stories that they don't own, right? So it's basically about that.
Yeah. So
Um,
what he's talking about out there in the audience is language, and it's a event that Cold Peace hosts once a month. So you guys check it out sometimes. It's at the Sims Library of Poetry. You can look it up. Okay, Bobby.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I was there.
yeah, it
Yes.
was great. I loved it. It was so much
Yeah.
talent. Yeah. Well, okay, so I do have a poem. I've been a sort of secret poet for many years. I do have a lot of poems, but then they're like, "Oh, you gotta do a poem." All right, well, okay. So this is my latest poem. Although I will say I only write poems, kind of for me and people I love. Like it's very like a very intimate thing. So this is actually the first time I've ever performed any of my poetry in my whole life. So it's kind of a vulnerable thing. It's very short, but it is very meaningful. It's called Her Place. Ghosts of her live here, where she walked, ate, loved, hoped, had her heart break, lived in her little piece of her. This place could have been ours. That's it. Yeah.
All right.
That was great.
It's very
That was
simple.
really, really great. And you was holding back from us
I know. I'm sorry.
a short,
Never again.
meaningful, heartfelt piece.
Mm.
Amazing.
You
You're
did a
right.
secret agent.
Yeah. AJ, the mic's on you.
Yes, thank you. The next artist coming up shares the last name of one of my favorite jazz pianists, Ahmad Jamal. And first time I heard the brother, this is going to be a beautiful thing. I'd like to introduce Dion Jamal. No relation to Ahmad, correct?
Thank you so much. You never know. You never know.
That's right. That's right.
We never know. We all cousins, somebody's cousin.
All the time. You my
Everybody
cousin.
here.
You
All the
know?
time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you my
You
cousin,
We
already
fan.
know.
DJ.
We fan.
Right.
we, some way, shape, or form. My name is Dion Jamal. I hope I can be heard. I'm in the San Bernardino Mountains. Actually, I'm in Big Bear. And so if I glitch in and out, just let me know. But can I be heard?
Yes.
Yes,
Here you
yes.
fine.
I thought we heard some
Y'all
big
can hear
bears
me?
in the background.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
Listen, I got two of the wildest dogs ever, so I'm trying to keep them calm. But they like my poetry too. So this piece I dedicate to Chef Lee, because her food is fire. And this piece is called Pombalaya. The secret to my savory, succulent soliloquies, steeped in Southern tradition, should always begin with the root. To an already heated melting pot of pain we call America, add 1 part oil of Isis, freshly picked from the olives, picked off the vines of humanity. Heat until it shimmers like the eyes of cinnamon children. To it, add 1 part flour from Ethiopian granules, grounded fine by the slave mills. Be sure to whisk constantly to avoid burning prized grain. The sauce of evolution thickens from white to blonde, blonde to brown, brown to chocolate. When it resembles daddy and reaches pawpaw's texture, slowly whisking both a broth of wait, slowly whisking a broth of thanks. Gently toss in 2 to 3 generous handfuls of roughly chopped admiration. Add in the fresh herbs of past poets, a dash of Maya, a pinch of Langston, a splash of Bukowski. As the heat from life's kitchen brings your mindset to a boil, quickly add in a sprig of nature. Reduce it to a simmer. Skimmer off the excess fat of ego. Allow the ideas to meld. Cook until the words fall off the bone. Season to your spice level. Garnish with slices of fresh grace along with the squeeze of life's lemons to bring balance. Ladle on a bed of love. This is a sharing dish. It is sure to become a fan favorite, perfect for large gatherings and all open mic venues. Store leftovers in the airtight container of a dreamscape. That's my piece.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you so much for that dedication. Nice poem. Beautiful. Up next, to bless our mic again, it's October Blue.
The women. The women in my family be natural disasters. They be generations flooding spaces, causing property damage just to be seen. They be raging wildfires and burnt sequoias, uprooting redwoods, singeing baobab leaves, thinning ozone layers, drowning once watered deserts. These women be original banana, seeded and fungus root. My women folk be why they called Katrina Katrina. They be fifth day following the levee break, be tornadoes birthing hurricanes, swaddling babies and ocean waves. They be bracing bodies against crash and rock. These women be daughters of scarcity, be void of cultivation. They be the beating leather before it's fashioned into bootstraps. I come from a long line of shipwreck causing women. Freshmen, consistently casting their bodies into the deeps of their blues, and no survivors have ever been found. These women submerge emotional cargo in sultry siren songs. They pass down cursed tongues. I come from a long line of unstable fault lines. Seismic heartbeats when broken. Everyone will always be casualty. These women folk carry monsoons in their wombs, contracting volcanic eruptions when uneasy. They be sinkhole, tsunami, catastrophic event. These women be flood insurance in a fire zone. I come from a long line of natural disasters, and to this day, not one of them will ever say that they believe in global warming.
Woo! That's
All
the
right.
first poem I heard her spit. Go.
Thank you.
Goodness gracious.
All right.
Dope. So you got some dope pours on the mic tonight. AJ, the mic's on you.
I just wanted to let a little bit breathe. Just a second. Oh, monsoons in the wombs.
Let it simmer a bit.
Just let it simmer a bit, Carlton. You know, as we cruise with you, we're gonna let that simmer just a little bit. A cold piece of work. You already know she's amazing, brother. You already know. The next on the mic is now, Carlton.
Yeah.
Is it sunset? Is it dusk where you are? Why does it look like it's orange back there? What's going on?
And that's the rear of the car, so I guess it's dusk.
Oh, it's dusk.
I'm on the 405 leaving Los Angeles going toward Orange County. It's a 45-minute ride to the skating rink.
Okay. Okay.
I love two things. Skating has been my love for a very long time, and for the
Mm,
last 2 years, I've been off into this poetry. Um, but as you guys can kind of tell, mine is a little different than what's going on. I do what I call stand-up poet,
mm,
where I try to have humor in some type of story form with some type of non-consistent rhyming scheme,
right.
and I just love it.
Well,
You
come
know.
on with it then. Give us
All
some.
right, well, I'm gonna drop this one. I say, on this stage, under this mic, behind these lights, all eyes on me. I had to learn who I am by unlearning who they taught me to be. So without further ado, I'm gonna deliver to you me, and I'm bound to leave you freer and clearer and brighter than I found you. There's no need to fear. Carlton, the messenger is here, and my one mouth is focused on your two ears. All these poets know how that can be. I want to leave y'all happier than a dog in a hubcap factory. I'ma get busy. If you're gonna be a bear, you best be a grizzly. We gonna spend time until it's dizzy. Uh-oh. We gonna spend time until it's dizzy. We got enough panda bears, teddy bears, and boo boo bears out there, I say. And what's a boo boo bear anyway? Some ass kiss to some dusty brown bear running around town stealing picnic baskets? What is this? If a cat had kittens in an oven, does that make them biscuits? You leave them in long enough, they will sizzle. Where am I at? I'm in the hizzle for shizzle, my nizzle, doing my thizzle, getting strange for some change, making it drizzle, making it better. Hollywood if she could, but Inglewood wouldn't let her. She's usually pretty humble, but today she wants to play Queen Bee. And when I say B, I don't mean Bumble. But they all right. They asked if I was gonna rock the night. I said, is a frog's ass watertight? You see, I'm in it to win it, but I'm not your competition. I'm on a mission to get in position for all eyes on me, for many ears to listen. I'm not twisting no arms or dissing no hoods, but I'm pissing no spark plugs if I thought it'd do some good. Don't be surprised. I'm on my P's and Q's. I'm not crossing no T's or rolling and crossing no I's. I'm showing an opening path for the unknowing. What's the best way to ride a horse? The way it's going, of course. So nurture your nature and do what fits you. Live life by the source, stay on course. And for those who ain't with you, go ahead and let them kiss you. Right where the good Lord splits you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that piece. A little storytelling, taking us back down memory lane. Okay. Up next to bless our mic once again is Bobby Del Rio.
This is like addictive already, these poems. I'm like, oh, geez. I can see why you're all doing all these events all the time. Another short one. So I guess, I don't know if I've done enough poetry to know exactly what my aesthetic is, but I'm definitely heavily influenced by Charles Bukowski. But I guess I would characterize myself as maybe like a gentler Charles Bukowski. Although some of the most beautiful words I've ever written have come out of his mouth, right, in his hand. And I think people would be surprised how gentle Bukowski can be. But this poem's called Whisper. She appears and disappears, and everything in the middle. The wind whispers her name. Sometimes when the sun beats down on me, on my heart, my hopes, my dreams, I miss the wind so much.
It's a great theatrical piece. I love it. Love it. Love it. AJ, the mic's back on you.
Yes, yes. And we're getting ready to run it right back to the man that's in Big Bear with the big dogs that loves his poetry. Brother Dion, ready for you. Run it back.
Appreciate you. This one is called Reunion. It's based on a reunion that I had with one of my friends who did 25 years in prison and was released. I immediately recognized your smile and funny shaped head. You said your wife is beautiful. Why is she with you? I said, quit looking at my wife before I punch you in the face. You clasped my hand and hugged me, but instead of letting go immediately, you held on. The embrace allowed memories to fill in the space, the lost space of time. You asked me what I've been up to. I said today I graduated from my poetry class and finished my book. You said I didn't think you could read. I said a lot can happen in 25 years. You said I drafted a book in prison. I said I thought you were washing drawers. You said fuck you. Remember Rob? I said Rob, who was so black he wrote with his fingers. You said that Rob. He's dead. I asked what happened to Sheila. You said the one so ugly that she could scare a hungry pit bull off a meat rack, a meat truck. I said, didn't you date her? You said, hell no, that was Jeremy. He's dead. And Sheila went crazy. I asked, how did you do it? The time. 20 with an L and 19 would have broken me. You said my first cellie was a 70-year-old lifer locked up at 18. And then my daughter visited me. Then my daughter visited, asking was I ever going to get out. The next day I began working on my appeal. One of my daughters came and asked, who was I talking to? You said, thank God your kids don't look like you. I said, so am I. How is your daughter? You said she hates me. When I got out, she threw a party. I took some e-pills and ended up sleeping with her friend. I said, I can see why she hates you. What the hell were you thinking? And drugs had me thinking wild. And she came on to me. I said, you know your mama dated my uncle. You said the ugly one? I said, your mama likes ugly men. He died. You said, you asked, did she kill him? She is crazy. I said, no, it was cancer. Everybody's getting it. You said, remember Tamika? I said, did she die of cancer? You said, no, she killed her husband. You asked me how long have I been married? I said 25 years. You said in the beginning my money was slow, so I convinced my ex-wife to start prostituting. I thought to myself, our best ideas should just remain just ideas. You said she ended up leaving me. I said to him, it sounds like you need therapy. I know a good one. You said, I'm sorry I sold you dope back in the day. I said, I'm sorry for smoking it. You said you were like Pookie from New Jack City. I said, yeah, right, but I didn't snitch. Besides, I cleaned up right after I went to prison. Besides, I cleaned up right after you went to prison. You said, yeah, I saw your music video in prison. Weren't you an exotic dancer? I said, yeah, I was young and needed the money. You said, let me guess, at the gay clubs. I said, no, I performed at your sister's birthday party. She spent her rent. You said, no, really? I said, no, I'm just messing with you. Or am I? You know she crazy. You said, I overheard the younger relatives are throwing a party. I think we should go. I said, why would they want our old asses there? You said, I'm not old. I said, did they invite you? You said, no. I said, did they invite? They didn't invite you because your ass is old. You said we should go anyway and have a drink. I said, I'm allergic. It makes me break out in the handcuffs. Besides, I have a standing appointment with the sunrise. You said, what? Just one for old time's sake? I lied to you and told you that I'd meet you there. You said I see you in I see you in a little while. We clasped hands and hugged like brothers. This time I let go immediately. The next morning sunrise was epic.
Wow, nice. I like that.
Wow.
I love a good
Storytelling.
story.
Great storytelling.
That was
Yeah,
incredible, brother.
that reminded
Incredible.
me of my one of my co musicians just got out. doing 30 years. He's been out for about 4 years now. He's doing great. Wow, that was nice.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much for that piece.
It's on you, Chef Lee.
Yes, the mic's back on me. So usually we have some Q&A, or I just come up with something off the dome to rattle, your brains. So I know that we all here have different styles of writing and poetry. My question to you guys is, when was the first time you knew that you wanted to be a poet and you really took it seriously? And we could start with you, October Blue.
Wow. I'm still trying to do that. I take it seriously, but I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like for me. I spent my early years writing was actually, I'm going to date myself, listening to the radio, recording on a tape, and then writing down other people's lyrics. And I would do that. And so I have this crazy catalog of music in my head, everything from like Bob Marley to REM. Like, you cut on the radio station, my kids do it for fun now. They turn it on and be like, Mama knows the song. And so once I stopped using other people's words to express myself, I started writing. Won my first poetry contest in elementary school. And I was like, oh, there's this thing, like, you can do this. But I actually didn't get on stage until 8 years ago, maybe. I'm still fairly new to it. And getting on stage has been kind of like periodically. So I go long stints without being on it because I compare myself to other people. For a long time, I wouldn't call myself a poet because I thought poetry was the cadence of slam poetry. So I'm like, oh no, I'm not a poet because I don't sound like that. And oh no, I'm not a poet because I don't have this number poem. And oh, I'm not a poet because I don't have history in my poems. So I'm still working that out humbly, but respecting the mic.
Yes. So when you wrote your book, like, how was that experience for you? Did you solidify that, yes, I'm a poet now?
I solidified in my mind that I was a writer that was worth someone investing in time, opinion, editing. I'm still trying to solidify myself in my head as a poet. And so, like, whenever someone says things, well, it's just my personality anyway, to just be like, no, stop. But like, when people say things and give me accolades or tell me they enjoy my writing, or that it means something to them, it's still a shock. It's still, my system is like, what, me? Okay, thank you. So I'm still working on it.
I think it's because a mixture of, you're so humble. Like, every time we encounter each other, you always smile, that beautiful smile right there, right? And so and then the words, as you pour them out, you can feel it. It's relatable. Yeah. So you should always be like, you are dope, October Blue.
Thank you.
And then how is it, my last question?
Yes.
Married to a poet.
Oh, goodness. In the beginning, it was hard for me because I put him on this pedestal, right? He's been on the scene. People know his name. Like, his name is now just letters, AKP, like, people know. and to try to like go up after him, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then he has like, he's the extrovert, I'm the introvert. So I don't mind being in the background. But where it got difficult was I would come to him with poems. I remember, he's going to hate this story. He writes haiku. He's a master at it. So I'm trying to like be cute and, get his attention. This is before we're even dating. And I write this haiku and I'm very proud of it. It was a profession of love to him. I have been writing in the workshop all these poems about him, trying to get his attention. And so I write the haiku and I'm like, oh, I want you to hear this haiku and I'm proud of it. And I do it and he goes, you got to work on that.
Crush.
But because he was the art, like, I still get that. Like, we'll go through lines and he's like, nah, you poet in that. Fix that. If you're not going to say what you're trying to say, then go back to the drawing board. Like, and so it's hard, but it's also good because we can bounce off of each other.
Constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
You have to be able to take it.
I know you're not honking at me.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Same question. Um, Cards in the messenger.
Well, my history goes back to the early rap days, and I rapped and I was doing made a couple of songs, but when they kind of got into the gangster rap, it kind of discouraged me. But I always still wrote, and then life kicked in. I had to do my bills, but I always still wrote. The first one that I did is actually the first one that I wrote in a poetry form, to where it really have to be twisted to fit on a beat. Because I got tired of writing to the beat. And Saint Ice invited me out to swam, and I went. He didn't show up, but I got up there and I did a little piece. I made many mistakes, but nobody knew, and I just loved it. So I'm trying to find my niche. I started listening to a lot of Def Poetry Jam and listening to a lot of the regular poets that's been doing it for years, trying to mimic their style. Then I said, no, I'm just gonna be me. So I tell stories. I try to have a message in my story, and I just try to have fun with everything I say. Um,
Yes, I.
yeah, that's basically it. I write constantly. I try not to read when I'm on the mic. I like to have stuff committed to memory because I love to perform. I've always been one to get up on the mic. I go to funerals and get on the mic and turn it into a comedy show. People, they start out growling at me, but then by the end they're just laughing, and because I just love to entertain. So as I proceed more and more, I'm just going to get more and more in depth with what I'm going. As I hear more of y'all professionals, I'm going to become a professional.
You are a professional.
Okay.
I don't memorize poems, and I think it's very a lot of great talent, for people to do that. Like, I can, I just, I rather read, but I need to work on that. Same
Right.
question, Dion Jamal. You're muted.
Me personally, oh, am I muted?
No, I can hear you now.
Um, okay, cool. Me personally, it was, I think it was in 80, and I was watching some cable access show, and these two brothers from Hollis with Adidas and black hats came on. They sung a song called, I believe it was, it's like this. It's like it's hard times, and I was like, what? Oh, I want to do that. And I have always been a reader, and it's hard being a nerd in the hood because having a book in your back pocket to get you beat up. However, I had a father who who definitely is who would definitely encourage me to read, and that was my journey. And when he passed away, when my parents passed away, um, the thing that really helped me get along was reading to get out of my head, whatever the case may be. And then the crack epidemic hit, and I wanted to be a drug dealer, but like I said in my piece, which was I ended up smoking, being pookie, and I almost ended my life. And then when I got clean, I went back to journaling, and that really opened up a whole new door. But it was just stuff getting off my chest, you know what I mean? And then uh, that went into that's how I got my wife. I started writing these love poems and whatnot, and I got her. And a few years back, I was I decided to write something, and I ended up at a place in called the World Stage Press on a Wednesday night, and showed my and said a piece, and this brother named Kamal came up to me and he's like, "Yo, you need to do something with that." And I was like, "What?" He said, "No, you need to do something with that." take this class, and it was the CLI class, and I met, I know somebody's husband, who she was talking about, and I met a lot of people there that 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 really just inspired me. Carlton as well just inspired me to just keep pushing. And I'm forever a student, so I make sure that I'm reading there. I'm reading like old dead white men. You know what I mean? Every possible person that I can possibly get my hands on. I'm serious. Like shake all stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Half the time I gotta look at the dictionary. Go, what the hell did you just say? But it just opened my mind to a whole new different. It took me to a whole new different level. And like I said, I'm forever a student, and will always just continue just. I fell in love with the craft. And once you do that, it definitely takes care of you. So that has been my journey, and here I am.
Thank you so much for that, sharing your story. Bobby Del Rio, same question.
Well, I've been a poet for 41 minutes. Not sure.
I just looked at that clock too.
Happy to share what I've learned in those 41 minutes. They've been
Okay.
inspiring. I do have actually one more poem, if that's all right.
Yeah, so we take it back around. We're gonna do some more poetry. But just your experience, like as an artist, like what made you know that this is something that you wanted to do with your life?
Yeah, so I've been working professionally for 25 years. I made movies and TV shows and plays and all kinds of stuff, right? It's funny. So now I'm 45 and I'm half Chinese, so I look 11. But I am 45, so I've been around for a while, and I still love it. It's funny, like even your event, and I just met you just the other day, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. It was just like I liked your vibe, and I love poetry, and I felt like a little kid. It was like there's something powerful about people willing to bare their souls in a public venue, which, I mean, the host, I think he said something very funny. I forgot what he said exactly. I'm gonna bastardize it, but he said something like the number two fear of people have is death, but number one is speaking in public, which means that people are more afraid of speaking in public than dying. And it was a very funny joke and very witty, but it was also very powerful because it's true, right? It's like people have this fear, and I think what that fear is beyond death is to be seen, who you really are, not who your parents want you to be, not who your lover wants you to be, not who society wants you to be, not who the government in power today wants you to be. It's who you are. And there's something, I don't know, I just love about people who are willing to show their heart to the world, knowing that people will throw darts in it, but knowing that showing their heart is more important than the pain they will feel from those darts. And that's why I'm an artist.
Beautiful. Well, for me, I was always, if you could believe it, when I was younger, I was really shy. And so I had a lot of siblings and cousins and stuff. We used to like act out different things. My mom was really into church, so we couldn't watch a lot of stuff. We would sneak and watch it and act it out. But my dad was a poet, right? He was a really, really dope poet. My older sister is a poet. My other sister, she writes, and I was like, they're dope. Like I can't ever, compete with them or what they do. So when I got older, I was working in, group homes and things like that. So I would have the kids write. And oh my God, these kids were so amazing. They would write a poem and you would think it was about love. It was about drugs, their experience with drugs or prostitution or some form of trauma that they experienced in their life. It was just so powerful for me. And then when I found a platform where I could learn more about creative writing and publishing a book and things like that, and meeting poets in this community, is so, just beautiful. And I really enjoy it, the community, and how we just show up for each other. I think that's important, just being there, showing support and things like that. Um, AJ, do you want to share your experience?
I don't have to if you don't.
I mean, yes.
We can get into it.
It
Do
don't
I
have to
want
be
to?
that
No,
long.
I don't have to. Yeah, I don't feel left out. We can bring my joy into the mix. As soon
Okay.
as my joy comes in, that'll be
Hey, Joy.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
sorry, guys. I'm not technically savvy
It's
and I don't know
okay.
what I'm doing. And I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But it's so nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, just tell us a
Um,
little bit about yourself, what you have going on in the poetry community, and then bless her mic.
okay, that's what's up. What I have going on in the poetry community, I'm 100% everybody on this thing, even the people I don't know. I'm a fan, first and foremost. I have a shirt with everybody's name on it. I'm that girl who became a poet, who was always a poet but didn't know it. I started as a woman who had a young girl who had a journal and had all this stuff inside of her. And now, as I gotten older, my journal entries becomes poems. It's the same thing. I just now write them a little bit more eloquently, and that's basically it. It just saved my life. It saved me from wanting not to have one, and so I owe it so much. And
That part,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So
now bless her mic.
okay, here we go. Um, let's do this one. Burn bridges. When I first met you, I didn't know my worth. With my grown self, let you rule over my life like father. Didn't know I had a voice. See, I know you missed that bridge. I mean, that girl you used to walk over, but she's gone, dead, replaced with a woman who knows who she is. I don't need your validation or permission to live. I have arrived. I am now the type of woman you would have never fucked with. I am too strong for you now, and I'm glad. Thank you.
Woo! Short and sweet.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
I'm trying to learn how to write a little longer, but yeah, they're usually pretty short and sweet. It's like a regurgitation of feelings, and once it's done, I'm done.
you. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for all the
Oh
technical
no,
stuff.
it's okay. No, no, you don't have to apologize. We
Okay,
understand.
thank you.
AJ, the mic's on you.
yes indeed, yes indeed. What's up, my joy?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm well, sir. How are you? Hi, everybody.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Right,
Same here. Same here.
right. This is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. The next coming to the mic is, I guess it's a round robin. We're getting ready to do this. We got to get Clinton to come up in here. Clinton is such a avid supporter. Queen Kwani in the mix as well. Send a shout out to all the audience members that's here, that's tuning in every week. My joy right there. That's right. You hear that? Queen Kwani sent the shout out. The
Hey,
next artist,
girl.
the next next artist coming up because we got to get him in the skating rink, and he's been here patient. Come on,
I'm good.
come on,
I'm,
brother. Come
I'm
on,
good.
brother.
I'm good. I'm good. You want me to run something?
Yo,
I'm
because I came from I see Drea don't want me to tell the story about my whole the whole thing. World on Wheels. I was a little
Right.
bitty. My mother was a solid. She used to go to oldies but goodies night every Wednesday.
Yeah. That's where I'm at tonight. 25 and over.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah. So when I was young, I learned the first thing I learned how to do was roller skate backwards, and I
That's
wanted to.
the
It was like
easiest thing to do. Yeah.
that's the easiest thing to do. And I said I got to add
they had
extra, so
called
I
me
got
up,
to
so I
I
just
got a moonwalk. I
It's
got a
not easy
moonwalk
for
on the
everybody.
stage.
It
What's
ain't
that?
easy.
I
Not
struggle.
for me
I
either.
struggle forward. Okay, like I'm envious.
Now
Right.
backwards though is easiest. Like if I'm ever in pain, I'll skate backwards all night. Even when I
Mhm.
couple skate, I'm
Right.
skating backwards. You know,
Right.
I'd rather couple skate backwards than forward because I can lead them. I don't know if you guys seen any of my Facebook videos, but I got a bunch of them skating with the pretty ladies. Matter of fact, I was wondering what piece I was gonna do. I was gonna do my Karen piece. I got a piece called I wish a Karen would.
Let's
Let's
go.
But
hear it.
Ladies
you
and
want
gentlemen.
that one or you want one on roller skating?
Oh.
Ooh.
Check it.
Right.
Woo me with your wheels.
That Karen sound good, don't it?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do my skate one.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Let's go.
She was in the back of the rink, soft drink and some fries, rolling her eyes at guys that try to relate and skate with her. That didn't detour me. I was on my way to her. I knew what to say to her to get her to choose this. She looked me up and down like, huh, who's this? I said, Messenger's my name. And I like to take you on a ride on your urethane, on that oak, entertain you, automatic, systematic, involve you in a revolving circular rhythmatic path. She looked and asked, who talks like that? You got a mental condition? I laughed. I said, you ain't never met a brother know how to correlate the vapors of human experience into a viable and logical comprehension? She said, nah, I can't say that I have. You want to skate? I said, that's what I was saying with this. She said, oh, that's what was buried underneath all that craziness? You ain't going to make me fall. She kind of looks with a grin. I said, who you playing with? I ain't going to wreck the Benz. Ain't like you one of them Toyotas I be skating with. Plus, I'm a top flight skater of the world. Not the city, not the state, not the country, but the world. And I'm going to woo you on my wheels. I got skills to amuse. I'm the reason some fool put wheels on shoes. So hold on tight, because it's going to be all right. Plus, your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. She smiled when she looked back at me with them lips that would make a lollipop way too happy. We dived into the groove, my moves she liked, and we let the DJ spin our night. Now I found she was from out of town, so whatever goes down can't be taken too seriously. But she must have wanted to experience me. That was clear. Invited me back to a drink. She wanted to experience me. That was clear. So drink after drink, I was buzzing, and she wasn't. I said, "How do you hold your liquor?" She said, "By his ears." Thank you.
Thank you so much for that piece.
Y'all get that
Beautiful.
ending?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
She's shaking her head. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Up next to bless our mic is Bobby Del Rio.
Yeah, it's like I'm analyzing the themes of my own work, which is probably something I should not do. But it's really like, I don't know, it's cool. It's like I wrote all these poems over 30 years privately, and I did a show. I'm divorced, but when I was married, I had done a show with love poems written to my wife, and I performed them through like dance and physical theater. It's very, very powerful experience, but I wasn't in the show. It's different when you speak your own words, you know?
Mhm.
It's cool. It's very vulnerable and a little bit terrifying, but also very beautiful. So this is called She Haunts Me. I can't forget her, no matter how hard I try. And I do. I try. I try so fucking hard. But she lives inside me, inside my marrow, in my blood, in my black, in my dark, in my empty, in in everything I am and everything I ever wanted to be.
Thank you so much for that piece. AJ, the mic's back on you.
And I would like to bring the mic back to October Blue.
Absolutely. Apology. After what seemed like the umpteenth attempt, starting off with "it wasn't you, it was me" is just way too cliche. I wanted to come off more poetic. I am a poet. Something like the moons and the stars may not had a chance to align with the oceans and seas and the true moments we were meant to be, but I'm afraid I might lose you. And the last thing I want is for my long, drawn-out, overthought apology to be wasted in spaces of further misunderstanding. So I'll stand here. Big girl priorities in place and simply say that I am sorry. I'm sorry that I hid the fine print and the inactive ingredients from my mix. I'm sorry that I saw you coming from a mile away, which gave me time to recruit my best representative and present her your way. It's almost sad to say you really never saw it coming, a past rooted in abuse, misuse, and a personal vow of I bet I'll leave him first before he leaves me. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's almost sad to say you really never saw it coming. A past rooted in abuse, misuse, and a personal vow of I bet I'll leave you first than rather be the first to get hurt. So while you were planting lilies for the springtime, I was hiding landmines and fields of non-existent excuses because even though not spoken, I had heard them all. And no amount of loving me could crumble walls built by adolescent coping mechanisms reinforced by past hurts. Never forgotten birthdays or anniversaries or first days couldn't heal over the belief that my value would ever reach past the length of my skirt. To see this little girl, front and behind well-dressed woman's mask, was simply not ready. I wasn't ready to admit that I had never had love, therefore unequipped to be love or even recognize love when you appeared. Instead, I just peered through murky idealisms of what this was supposed to be, judging you on all had that come before you, not being willing to admit that their faults were direct reflections of me. In time, I hope this well-fitted facade would start to feel like second skin, but all those internally stuffed lies began to take up all my time, and I was finding myself preoccupied by the festering wounds I had pretended had healed, when I finally had to admit that molded bread, it wasn't the same as penicillin. And sexual healing had no place with this little girl because sheets were no place for mentally stunted little girls who were never taught they could hold on to their pearls, yet thought them cast among swine was worthy of their time because they gave them props on trending timelines. And I am so sorry that in times of disagreement, you were hurt by the fine lines my words would spill out from voicing my opinion to outright disrespect. And hell, if I don't ever get another chance to tell you how I really felt or what it was I really meant, I am so sorry that it wasn't the real me that you met. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that piece. Yes. Okay. AJ, the mic's on you.
It's back to you, right?
Oh, it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Up next
Yeah.
to bless our mic is Dion Jamal.
One of my favorite poets growing up was a gentleman by the name of Shel Silverstein. And he had a book Where the Sidewalk Ends. And he was a kid. He was a children's poet mainly. And I tried my hand at a child's poem in his style. And this is called Marquise McDaniel. Marquise McDaniel's made up things to make sense of the mishappenings that make up this life. He made up in his mind at a young age that money didn't matter. It made poor people greedy and rich people matter. That his only pairs of shoes, while beat up and tattered, were tailor made to fit for him to make him run faster. Marquise McDaniels made up things to make up sense of the mishappenings that make up this life. He made up that his mama's painful moans were hums tuned to the rhythm of merciless melodies, making her sick. That the needle in her arm was filled with magical medicine every time he'd see her stick. Marquise McDaniels made up things to make sense of the mishappenings that make up this life. When his daddy died the year before, he made up that the cosmos needed him more. His coffin became a rocket ship, the Milky Way, its descent, where on the moon he now sits, protecting him from ill intent for now and evermore. When his mama made a transition, he made up in his mind her new position. Mama manifested into majestic mountain ranges, moonbeams illuminating his darkest places, animals of all creations, forever here, never gone, a mindset that helped him to move on. Making it to maturity, he meditates on miraculous mornings, hearing mama's bird song as the sun begins to stretch, and the man on the moon waves goodbye before making his long trek. Yeah, today Marcus McDaniel, now blessed with 7 children and a wife, has managed peace with the mishappenings that make up this life.
Thank you so much for that piece. AJ, the mic's on you.
It is.
Yeah.
I had a small conversation with October Blue during that first time that I met you. Well, I watched you perform, you and Kwani Drea, and I talked about feeling out of place because I grew up at a time in the height of Leimert Park with Kamal Daoud and Horace Tapscott, and when AK Tony was first doing his thing, and Shihan and poetry and Sekou, and I was there. But after having left and come back, it's as if I'm an outcast.
Yeah.
So I chose to backpedal and moonwalk out of the spoken word community. And the person it was Clubhouse that got me reacclimated into doing this spoken word thing. But when it came to doing it publicly, Drea introduced me to the Artist Connection, and it got me back warmed up again. And I thank you for that. And October Blue, I thank you for listening, because I didn't want to be uh, mingling with everybody that is unfamiliar. You
I
know,
know.
what I mean, for and for you to have to go and reintroduce, and even seeing a cold piece, it's. I saw him years ago, record shop in on Manchester, and it was just a one and done situation. And then I see him 12 years later.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to expect hope or reason with the fact that when you're out of the place that you came up in and you have to reacclimate, it's a hard road to hoe, so to speak, having to reestablish itself. Um, this is called "It Ain't Gonna Be Right if I'm here and I don't do nothing for you." So, and Carlton and Dion and Bobby and Drea. This is called "Ask Me Who I Am and I'll Show You My Faith." Penned in a winning plan by the Son of Man. Come to the oneness of the Creator, willed to the existence as straight as the equator. Came from being enslaved in the wicked pleasure of the depraved. Secular extracurricular and the treacherous Caligula shit that degrades. Ask me who I am and I'll show you my faith. Life is always presenting the living with a problem. I did it. As a nut emitted, but I made it. And to swim toward the egg amongst billions, I was unbroken and all alone. In the embryo, the fetus, the full term, it was written as poem. Light living in the midst of the pitch, free to be myself and accept my own. And I never could have made it. Obstacles would not be breached if I wasn't stronger, better, wiser on the mission. I held on to my teacher to master my condition. The circumstance and the enemy I fight. I long for the energy, survive being deprived of my birthright. They want my crown and tried to kick me while I was down, but don't want to pay my price. Stricken once the shit had thickened, diminished the positive as the negative quickened. Had no team, toll taken, accentuating a lowered esteem. Put a big dick with no foreplay or romance on my dream. Learn to scan the space through tools of measurement. Shirk the over ease and deceit and momentary pleasure trips. Progress was a Loch Ness. Throat dry with not enough saliva to spit. Most high surmised I ain't gonna lay shit if you ain't fit. Please believe. No sympathy. Too comfortable in iniquity. We sin like we breathe. In war, before you deplore, you deplore any who seek falsehood. Cause right behind the blight come plenty more. Moral compass and character is your health insurance. And the smartest, most meaningful professor I ever met was endurance. Knowledge of self and where the fuck you place on the scale, my walk is proof. I know I couldn't live without the truth, and for sure couldn't live with the lies you listening to. Always been hard, and you don't know me till you find me in the word of God. Locate a motherfucker. Come on. Character comes along with your wisdom, and you got to be competent at the level you function on. Every single sentence your ears are feeding, it's a hint in the teaching the science is breeding. Study the letter in each word of each sentence of each paragraph of each page in each chapter. Get a thought in your mind. Notes are written on the inside, and your spine binds the book right after. I am the proof suffered for the cause, and the oblongata is the author of my reparation. I've never been afraid of nada when I represent divine revelation. Ask me who I am, and I'll show you my faith. If a man don't know his revelation, how the fuck can he stand in my face? Immature, unsure, and impure stay playing them games out. But I'm hurling the truth against the falsehood until it knocks its brains out, stains out. Dirty laundry, rinse and wash, tumble dry. They trying to get you to die with your veins out. One more time. Ask me who the fuck I am and I'll show you my faith. Watch what I do. Match it with truth. And know I don't fuck with no fakes.
Hey, I have some power there. I had to close my window. Ain't want no trouble.
My ears got hot.
Dope stuff. Dope
Yeah.
stuff. Dope. Y'all got time for another round?
I got time. I got. Well, I got. I'm a bounce about 9:30.
Okay, call to the messenger. The mic's on you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do my favorite piece. I love it.
Karen.
Karen. All right. I was at a parking lot at a Walmart looking for a parking spot. I saw a guy moving from a spot, but in order for me to get to that, I had to back into the handicap to give him room to maneuver. Then I heard somebody talking about, excuse me. But before I can excuse her, she's all up in my face, talking about, without the right plates, you can't park in this space. I said, what is this? Mind your business. She got in front of my car and just started staring. I stuck my head out the window. I said, how art thou now, you, Karen? But by this time, the guy had moved out the way. But she's still standing in the way. So I revved my engine and I honked my horn. She said, hey! And jumped out the way. I pulled into the space. She's back up in my face, talking about something about you people. I said, who people? My people? I thought it was we the people. Oh, when it comes to your people, we not people? Lady, I feel people are people. Then I heard the N word. Go back to where you come from. You're not welcome here. I said, well, you should have thought about that before you brought us here. We're here to stay. Get used to it. Quit putting that physical and mental abuse to it. Gonna look at me talking about, you know what? I said I meant what once. He was with this dude named So. They was in a group called So What? But she still wouldn't ease up. Go ask me what's my name. I said D's. She said D's what? I said D's nuts. She said, well, I never. I looked her up and down. I said, I see why. Bye, Karen. And I went on in the store. But when I looked back, she's still on her phone looking at me just staring. Now, as I passes through the door, I see this dude with dark glasses. He asks if I need some help. I said, help I don't need. I go over to the literary section because I likes to read. But before I can get a chance to look, I feel I'm being watched. So as I turn around, I see some clown down the aisle pretending he reading the book, but the book is upside down. No stressing. I go on over to the men's section. Maybe I find me some shorts for work. But then I look down the aisle, I see the same guy down there sizing up a shirt. I make the connection. This is theft protection. I figure I'm going to give him a good old Carlton the Messenger type of lesson. I said, hey! And I pointed over his shoulder, and when he looked, I said, hey, who's that man? I pointed over his shoulder, and when he looked and looked back, I was gone, like Batman. He got on the phone and started panicking. But see, I dipped down the aisle, I grabbed a hat and a coat, and I posed like a mannequin. He's on the radio, and I posed like a mannequin. He's so clueless, he was standing in front of me when he got a call on the radio. They said, he's over here. So he said, I'm on it. He went that way, I went that way over to electronics. Now, for a moment, I'm in the clear, but I got to deal with this Harry Potter looking cashier. But before I can check out, they done found me. The Three Stooges, low key trying to surround me. You got the guy with the dark glasses, some lady with the radio, and the guy that I call Clueless. And Harry asked if I need a bag. I said, without denying it. He said, don't you care about the environment? I said, don't even be trying it. That I ain't complying with. I'm a black man. What you don't understand is I can't just walk out the store with something in my hand. In order to make this deal complete, I'm going to need a bag. I'm going to need you to remove this tag, and I'm going to need a receipt for all I'm buying. See, I still got the Three Stooges over here eyeing me. I look at them, I say no justice, no peace. But as I head out the door, I see that stank ass Karen with two punk ass police. And they were just too happy. They had their guns pointed at me, they was ready to attack me. They said, is this the man who tried to run you over? I got body slammed. I said, wait, let me show you. I got it on dash cam. Now they did give me the benefit of the doubt, but they had their guns cocked as I pulled my phone out. Now they about to go ballistic till they saw the realistic. How Karen had twisted this to fit her privileges instead of minding her businesses, trying to make me a statistic, bringing in big guns for this nonsense, trying to get me shot over this nonsense. They got Karen laws for this nonsense. They cuffed and stuffed her and put her in the car like they should. The moral to the story is, I wish a Karen would.
Thank you so much for that piece.
Thank you.
AJ, the mic's on you.
All right, all right. I'm passing the mic to Bobby Del Rio. Let's go, Bobby Del
Oh,
Rio.
I think that I'm done. I don't.
You tapped out, huh? That's it.
Yeah, I
That's
got
it.
my three, and I just wanted to ask a question. Carlton, was that true, or did you make that up?
Well, it's not. It's from what I've seen. I watch a lot of Facebook Watch. I don't really watch TV, so I've seen a lot of stuff, and it's bits and pieces. You know, I did get into it with a lady in the parking lot when I was blocking the handicap spot. You know, I did get into the store, and the guy was wondering why I needed a bag for just a little cell phone. And I'm like, man, I can't just walk out the store. That's not gonna work. You don't understand. You and I'm me. You know, I haven't
Right.
dealt with the police like that, but I've seen it happen. So I just took it all and made it into a you know, a sitcom.
Well, look, please forgive me for not doing a fourth poem, but instead I'll give you all a compliment. I mean, you're all extraordinarily talented, and I'm really humbled just being here. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that, Bobby. And we all, like everybody here, has been to Slangwich. The next Slangwich is August 20th. I'll be cooking. So make sure you'll be there at the Sims Library of Poetry,
Can
August 20th. It's really a great, experience.
and can
Oh
you
my,
make sure you save me some banana pudding?
I didn't make the banana pudding,
All
but
right.
I
Well, I
will
gotta
be
buy
making
some
peach
early. Yeah.
cobbler and tacos.
I might
Okay.
bring some banana pudding.
Okay. I'm a banana pudding fan. I used to have banana pudding for my birthday.
I do make banana pudding, but I make not your mama banana pudding. So it's a little different.
I'm trying to get my sister to get involved. She makes that coffee cake that remind you so much of school. As soon as you take a bite, you're gonna go home and do your homework.
Well,
Yeah.
tell her I need some of that coffee cake.
I'm gonna get her. When is it? I'm gonna get her there. I'm
August
gonna
20th.
have her come up there. Okay. What does it take for her to
So
bring
she just
food up?
have to send Kopiece a message on Instagram and let him know that she wants to be a vendor.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make that happen because I'm telling you, you guys will be sitting there studying, doing homework, eating that coffee cake.
I'm excited.
All
Now,
right. All
Carton,
right.
don't get me all
Yeah.
excited. It's not what it is because I'm tell you the truth.
Well, I'm
So,
going. No, 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 no. I understand that. I do carpet cleaning, and so I'm in a lot of people's houses, and I'll share that with people, and they say, "Oh, well, we got the best coffee cake people in the world," and I say, "Well, here, let my sister try it," and she show up, and next thing you know, she's doing it. But I'm just trying to teach her how to run a business. She's not
mhm.
consistent with what she do. I've been doing this for 2 years with you guys. I'm loving my new life. And how many times has she been there? None,
None. People
none. But
sometimes just waste their talents.
yeah,
AJ, do you want
so
to share what we have coming up?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
like that.
you don't
No,
want to share. It's not ready.
All
it's
right,
not
I'm
ready.
gonna chime on out of here. I got a couple of calls to return, and I want to thank you. I can do this almost every week. Because this is nothing. This is all I do when I ride. I listen to audiobooks. That's what really made me get into poetry. I forgot to bring that up. It's all I listen to is audiobooks. Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon. I've learned metaphysics, quantum physics. I took my money. I've 10x myself in 1 year. So I'm trying to do that again.
Mhm.
And it's all just from changing the way I think. I learned that your life is all about your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your reactions, and you put
Absolutely.
things together right and they just fall right in place. I've been so happy with what's going on. God gives us all a gift, and we should make money on our gift.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm doing with my words and just period. All right, I
Thank you
want to
so
thank you
much
guys
for
for letting.
being here with us. We
Yeah,
really
and
appreciate you
I
and your
appreciate
time.
it, and I'll try
Yeah,
to have. I'm gonna try to have a new batch, even if I have to bring some stuff and read, because this is not like being on the mic. I can read without you knowing I'm reading. Y'all
Yeah.
can barely see me anyway, huh?
that's
All right,
right.
I want to appreciate all you guys is wonderful. I love it. Thank you very
Nice
much.
to meet you, Carlton.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you too, man.
All right.
All right now.
We'll see each other soon.
Yes.
Next up to bless our mic is Dion Jamal.
All right, this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
That
As a
dog
father of
came in.
seven,
I was gonna say, brother, that dog came in like a saber-toothed tiger. I was like, yo, man, you sure you safe?
listen.
Y'all heard that, right?
Hey, it's right about now. You got bears, might be some coyotes. I know that much. So they'll start barking at those. It's this place is it's alive.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
but as a father of seven, Yes, I said 7. Um, Me and my wife are slowly watching the nest um, empty, and two of my oldest, no, my baby boy, and my second oldest are in Berlin right now. They're on the trip of Europe, and so that's dope, for them to do that. And this is called Birds of a Feather. As our nest filled with hatchlings of love empties, my heart full as an eagle breast recants. Chicklings huddling under mother's wings, their high-pitched tweets and ravenous hunger brings bulk along with strength of opinion. Vision sharpens as well as young talons. Soon they are full feathered in fearlessness, launching into life's draft as winged warriors. With freedom's ballad, now their new cry.
Thank you so much for that piece. Beautiful, beautiful.
That's it. That's it. On behalf of the fathers, we thank you.
AJ, the mic's on you.
And I think we know who the mic is on now because I'm getting ready to pass it to October Blue.
I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I actually had a piece about parenting. So when you did that, I was like, that's the one I need to do.
Right on time. Right on time.
So I feel like I live in a world of unpopular opinions about motherhood. The black lace weaver spider. The black lace weaver spider is a small and unassuming spider, birthing 100 spiderlings at a time. Her babies are destined to become ferocious hunters. They grow quickly, molting twice in the first few weeks of life. They have a mission. These spiderlings require constant feeding. So for the second time in 24 hours, the weaver spider gives of her body. This time, she births trophic eggs, all protein, no siblings. They feast, rest, repeat, and mulch again. They require constant feeding. This time, mother is barren. She hasn't left her nesting space since giving birth, and although her babies are getting stronger, they are not prepared. So mother does the only thing she can do. With the last bit of her strength, she begins strumming, vibrationally calling her babies. She needs all of their attention for this next lesson. Once gathered round, tightly packed in, she presses the full of her exhausted body down on top of them, awakening their fight or flight. And mother knows their potential, knows their heredity. They begin to fight, stinging her with over 100 venomous jabs, injecting her with paralyzing toxins that will liquefy her insides. Mother never fights back. For this, scientists like to call her the mother of the year. And I like to call bullshit. If that's what it takes to get that award, you can have it. Take the womb, take the responsibility, hysterectomy, fuck them kids, Miss Muffet, Charlotte, and that pig. This is where oxygen mask meets plane crash. I gotta take care of me on some I can make another you, but you can't make another me energy. In my Tyrese voice, what more do you want from me? Why do I have to win and lose? Why do I have to be the compost, the food source, and the rose? Don't act like you don't see these thorns, becoming only what folks admire in the afterthought, after the plucking. So to them damn scientists, all them spiderlings, and all these kids, motherhood should never translate into martyrdom.
Woo! Yes.
Thank you. As I said, it's the unpopular opinion. I am learning in this new phase of my motherhood because one day I'll get into my whole story, but I had my first child at 14. Before that, with parents addicted to drugs, I was taking care of my sisters and brothers since I was 12, like legit had a job because I had to pay for them to eat. And as I'm getting older, as my children are leaving the nest, as I'm figuring out who I am in this maturation of me, there's this idea that motherhood has to be all sacrificing. It has to be prostrate. And what example is that to my children? If I'm showing my daughters that I need to leave it all on the floor with nothing left for me, how could I expect them to have requirements in their relationships for their partners? And so I'm on this mission to speak up and speak out that it does not have to translate to martyrdom.
Yes.
You know,
Just to
it's kind of
piggyback on that, I was just going to piggyback on that. My mother had her first child at 12.
Yeah.
And that's what we do, you know, as a culture. And that is so, I'm so proud. That gives me goosebumps because self-care is not taught it's not. You do it
At
until
all.
you die. You do
There
it
you
until you
go.
die. No. You
Exactly.
said it, fuck them kids. But that's in that not in a way that's like, no. I
Correct.
need to take care of when you leave. I don't want to be nothing, you know.
What am I gonna be left
got
with?
your, you know, you got
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's why I am. Thank you. Thank you for receiving it.
it's super received over here. And what I was saying was it's a low key torture in not being able to unpack because we're doing things in a round robin and this is the format, but there's so much to be said and elaborated upon for those like Brother Dion and myself that relate to what you were saying because it's what you were living. When did you write it?
When did I write that piece?
Yes.
Oh, recently, maybe the beginning of this year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this was a long time coming.
Yes, a long time coming, but newly found standing on the grounds of it. You know what I mean? Like saying it and being unapologetic about it. This is how I feel, and this should be okay.
Oh.
You don't know how much I needed this piece. I was just venting my friends, and I'm like, how much do you give of yourself? And it's not really appreciated.
Yes.
The entitlement.
Yeah.
These kids have, oh my
have
God.
a whole conversation. This could be a whole other show.
It's take.
Yes.
What do I get? Right? It's we had a whole nother show, a whole nother conversation, but I appreciate that piece. If you would have started off with that piece, it would have been the whole show. About that piece.
Yeah.
But that was just so heartfelt and beautiful.
Thank you.
We need to hear that. Everything is not always rainbows and butterflies.
Right.
This is real life.
Right.
This is what we're standing in, what we're living in. And it's not going to change until we speak about it. And that's the problem. Stop. Oh, you're a bad mother or you're a bad person because you feel this way. We have feelings too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always about these kids because we have to live our life after that. I was just having a conversation with my friend, and it's like we work so hard every single day to leave something for them, right? What are we going to leave with ourselves now?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but regret, anger, pain, hurt, and resentment.
Not feeling seen, not feeling heard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mama, can you do this? Can I have this? Can you get this? It's always pressure on you to do everything. And now that my children's father passed away, it's like it's all on me.
It's the society that we live in that like it would have to be so much that would have to be addressed and changed. We live in a society where you are your production. Mm-hmm. And for so long being a mother and mothering didn't have value because it was just seen as what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed
to do that. Mm-hmm. So no, you don't get any accolades. Oh, you're supposed to give up your dreams, put yourself on the back burner. And I won't even say just for mothers. I say in parenting.
Yes, in parenting.
Parenting, the idea is you have children and you become nothing. You become nothing. You become what of your children need you to be. And what kind of example? I still say that because at the end of the day, the goal is to send humans out into the world, fully formed with all the information, human beings. And if all I show them is someone who puts everything about themselves to the back burner, one, how do they get to know you? So when that adult parenting thing happened, that's why there's so much conflict. But again, I can go
October Blue. You have to come back for another show and we have to discuss this.
I just see hands. You okay?
Yes. This is an important
No,
topic of
because
conversation.
what it's me and my wife. I was like, we can't be empty, just destroyed after they leave. We
Yes.
gotta have. We need to,
Yes.
please,
Yes.
thank you.
You're very welcome.
Send that piece. Email me that piece.
I got you. I got you. Absolutely.
Yes. We
Absolutely.
need to have a whole show. October Blue, why are you sleeping on yourself?
Huh?
Come on, girl.
Don't do that. Oh.
We have to get this piece put on a canvas or something. Sell this piece.
Thank
This
you.
is important. We need this. Men, women. And sometimes we have the responsibility of the mother also put on the men as well, because sometimes women just give up and leave. It's hard.
Yes. Yeah.
It's hard. So, yes,
Thank you,
beautiful, beautiful. Do you have any closing words, AJ?
It's just been another incredible experience for all of us involved. That really resonated. My mother gave so much of herself to make sure that I was safe and protected, and I thought that she would be here forever, as long as I was living. Just because it just seemed right. So July 19th, um, 2019, she passed. So had my 4 year. I don't call it an anniversary. It's but it's a 4 year mark. And when she did go, I wrote 366 poems in her honor once a day for a year. And when I was a child, she always had a book. There were two books that all us black folks had: Back to Eden and The Joy of Sex. Somebody, you raise your hand up if you ever seen those books or saw those books anywhere in your childhood. I'm dating myself even further back than everybody on the stage. But Back to Eden was a book that was made by this cat, Jethro Kloss. And my mother would swear by this book, the chamomile, the golden seal, the burdock root. And she'd always have that cod liver oil whenever I was sick or I had a cough, and it seemed like Jethro Kloss was God. You know what I mean? Like that was the good book, you know. And when she died, one of the first cats that I thought about was Jethro Kloss. First piece that I wrote, I'm gonna share that to close us out in honor of her. It's called "Where Were You When I Needed You, Jethro?" At 5, hundreds of pages of paper stock is ascribed to survive. Back to Eden, meaning it was tea leaving, quantum leaping, reversing with herbals to better serve your Adam and Eve. Mama in faith was believing in Klaus. For many of us black folks, Jethro came off as a man of the cloth. Infinity remedies, compresses and tinctures, concoctions and mixtures. She was camomiling to calm her wilding. Golden ceiling to remix her healing. Lavender everything to sprinkle purple rain to be her queendom. Sandwich bags of crushed green. Capsules to capture an oral lean. Easy to conceive, she be a proto raw umber Eve with holistic treats up her sleeve. Mama chased to update Jethro's database, but then I'd reflect on her death pose and throttle of her rattle shake. I despise accompanied by a misplaced genuflect. Where were you when I needed you, Jethro? There ain't enough main ingredients to eradicate illness with wonder in a teapot. Made me consider how bitter I became, and the pride of this Puritan was shot. The herbal seemed pitched with a curve, and researchers reworked the moment you cop whatever sounds right, mold what you were sold into the opposite, so the wool comforter can tuck your marbles in, cozy for you to slumber at night until we all venture back to Eden. So when she went, I was thinking, whose fault is this? Other than just recognizing the transition and the naturalness of how life is. When a life expires, it ain't no exact time. George Wallace, the comedian, said he always talked about untimely death. Like we actually got a time, like in the next 45 minutes, we scheduled to, go by a heart attack because everything is untimely. We don't know. And that was one of the first foolish thoughts I thought. Like, man, that back to Eden stuff never worked. But she could have been gone 30 years ago. Who's to say? But uh, October Blue, that was anthemic. That was anthemic. All your pieces are just so powerful, and it made even more of an impact having that small talk with you that meant so much to me. So meeting you and seeing you here in your element, you and your husband are just so cold together. And I commend you for being a strong black family and for fostering this spoken word community and being there to support him at the front. You took my $20 with no hesitation, and and
Do
and,
it. I gotta
and,
do it.
and it was just wonderful to see that, and that instills that power in me to come back and
Please,
to deliver. Oh, absolutely. I'll
please.
be doing it to the point where you'll be exhausted to see me.
Hey, look, get out there. Get out there. Shake off that gentrified social circle. It's still yours.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. For surely. For surely.
And you guys don't log off. After the credits, we're going to talk a little backstage. But I want to thank you all for being here. You guys are always welcome back to this platform. It was a great experience. You guys made my night. October Blue put the cherry on top. Thank you for that, Queen.
Very welcome.
You guys out there, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tune in next Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you so much and have a great night.